Well, here we go again. So what I'm going to do is basically I've been doing some massage. The piriformis muscle in the lower back's really, really tight. In the glutes, sorry. So the glutes, the piriformis are out of whack. And because we've got bursitis in the hips that sort of play up occasionally, I'm just going to do the hips, pelvis sort of muscles and then see whether there's some old traumas linked in with it. That's my intent. Okay, enjoy. Okay, so firstly, so you're comfy? Good. So firstly, because I could feel...
I've got my hands under there so they don't flop over the edges.
Okay. So in the centre, so the glute maximus is your butt muscles, but the piriformis is right in the centre of it. It attaches the sacrum to the centre of the hip socket. So I'm going to check your piriformis first. So hold in, don't let me push outwards. Okay, not a lot of energy going on there. Hold in, don't let me push outwards. Yeah, right, so neither side. Okay. So the piriformis in Chinese, or at least in these kinesiology terms in Touch for Health, relates to circulation. So let's also check the glutes. Hold the leg straight up for me. Hold up. Hold the leg straight up for me. Not a lot of energy going on there. Now I'm going to check the glute medius on the sides. Just say relax. Hold out. Don't let me put, that one's fine. Hold out. That's fine. I'm going to check the sartorius, which is a muscle that goes from the hips to the inside of the knees. Your knees are good? It's not a problem?
They are today.
Today they're good. Okay, so...
That knee was crooked yoga or something last night.
Hold there. Don't let me lift and straighten. Hold. No, that's fine. Hold. Oh, not so much on this side. Interesting. And I'm also going to check some supportive muscles on the inside of the legs, so the adductors and gracilis muscles. So hold in on the left, don't let me pull out. Yep, that's the side. Perfect. Hold in on the right. Hold. Perfect. Now gracilis, hold in on the left. No, that's perfect. Hold in on the right. No, they're fine. So
so what they've been doing at Pilates and yoga has been paying
yeah, so that's sort of the, and they're really important because if your pelvis is unstable, then that can make other muscles in your lower back. So that's fantastic. Now I'm going to check the psoas and iliacus and pectineus muscles. So they connect the front of the hip flexors into the lower back. So hold up, I'm coming down and out. That's fine. Hold up, I'm coming down and out. Hold up, I'm coming down. Perfect on the right. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Yeah, right. So that hurt because it didn't unlock, but that one was painful on the left, on this side.
It wasn't that big. I think it was my knee that hurt.
Okay, cool. So now I'm going to check the fascia lata, the tensor fascia lata, which is on the outside of the leg. So lifting the leg up, going down and in, hold up. That's fine.
And that hurt there.
Okay, that hurt more in the bursa though, in the joint.
It wasn't bad, it just hurt.
Yeah, okay, and hold up for me. Yeah, right. So as you can feel, the yoga and Pilates are doing, so there's some good muscle strength in there. I'll also check quadratus lumborum. Hold on to both sides of the table. Hold out. Don't let me push to the other side. Perfect. Hold out. Don't let me pull to my side. Excellent. Okay, so really we are looking at piriformis and the glutes. So exactly where your butt's hurting today, that's where the muscles are weak. Everything else is looking really, really well. So I want to see whether there's stress associated with it. So pulling on the big toe muscle activates the adrenal system. Hold up for me. Yeah, right.
That could have been my bursa.
Hold up for me. Hold up. Yeah, right. Well, it's happening on both sides anyway. Okay, so survival switching, hold, deep survival switching, and hold, hidden deep survival, and hold. Okay, so there's a hidden deep survival pattern, which means because you're a strong woman, basically it means your body's trying to hide your stress from yourself. So you just get on with stuff. It's like, it'll be fine. Well, some people don't. So that's a really good sign. But it also means that there's something underlying that can be impacting on your body's healing that particular muscle. So let's
At least I know what happened to me, but
well, let's just have a look. So
But it wasn't. It happened one day and it was so bad I went to the doctor that afternoon and she said, oh, that's a pulled muscle, and gave me painkillers.
Yeah.
And that's how fast I got it. You know, it might have been 6 or 8 hours, but
Yeah.
it was the same day.
Yeah, but the trauma can still stay in there. So, for example, we had a bank loan we were looking at, and one afternoon, like 10 minutes before the end of day, they rang up, they said to me, you've been not approved for the loan. And I went, holy crap, how am I going to get on with this? And then within the 10 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they rang back and said, sorry, that was someone else. You're fine, you've got the loan. My neck was so impacted for like 6 weeks afterwards. Like, it was huge. Sometimes the trauma hits and it doesn't disappear. So just because you got treated immediately doesn't mean the trauma hadn't actually hit at the cellular level. Like a deep survival pattern, it happens within 1/500th of a second. So it's not something that we've got any conscious control over. So with the survival pattern, it's and you can imagine when you're in excruciating pain, it's like your sensory nervous system, the nervous system that feels and touches and sees and hears, it just gets out of whack. It's sort of like it goes, I don't want to feel one more darn thing, which is why painkillers are so magic. Because you don't want to feel the pain. Yeah, right. So
I must like pain. I very rarely take painkillers. I usually, unless I really can't sleep or something else, I just don't take them.
Yeah.
And sometimes after you've had pain for 3 days, oh shit, maybe I could do something about
Yeah.
this.
So in relation to that, the body was in escape, submission, freeze. Actually, so run away, wanting to run away. And of course, pain can do that as well, makes you want to run away. Let's
I'd be too lazy.
just relax. And I'm turning your feet into the center. Okay, so there's a right-sided gait showing at the time. So the right foot's higher than the left. Generally with right-handed people, that'll be a fight response. Not always, but generally. Okay. So this was a hard physical job you were doing at the time. Was it hard, or was it repetitive, or was it heavy, or what was it?
I actually think that it happened when I was doing the boxes in the morning, and it happened more or less first thing in the morning before my body had warmed up. And it was bloody cold. You had to be below 10 degrees in the boning room.
Yeah, right. So less than 10 degrees. Okay. Hold out. So the muscles would have been, yeah, right. So the muscles weren't warmed up.
No.
Yeah.
Then I got it treated when we got home from work, which was probably 2, 3, 4 o'clock.
Yeah. So once again, there's fear, threat, danger in there. So I've gone into this periventricular survival system that's linked in with it somehow, which is a part of the brain that then keeps you paying attention to it, so it doesn't want you to forget about it and do the same injury again. It's just trying to keep you clever. But what it can end up doing is then resetting the pain receptors in your body to be higher. So just say on the day you did this, if you hadn't ever had injury before, it might have, say, caused a 3 out of 10 in pain, or maybe it was a 10 out of 10 in pain, but it should have gone back down after the pain disappeared. But sometimes when you do an injury, your body can actually, reset the receptors to like 10 out of 10 in pain, because they don't want you to hurt yourself again. So it's the body trying to be clever for you. But it means it can, and I'm not saying you're overreacting with pain, but the body can sort of be primed for pain then, and it doesn't want you to go through it again.
But on different occasions when I was probably hurt more from karate or...
Hold out. Yeah.
Or something, I don't think I've got any pain overlap from there.
But there's a fun aspect to karate as well. There's been some studies that show that people who injure themselves doing, say, derby car racing or motorbike riding or things like karate, they don't have long-term injuries because they're enjoying it.
Well, Ashley Curry, or whoever the youngest one in that family was, told me that you can break your arms when you're playing football if you're winning, and it doesn't hurt till the next day.
Yeah, right.
But he said if you're losing, well, it hurts like hell immediately.
It's hurting all right. Okay, so the reticular activating system within this circuit, so what were things like for you at the time? Were you doing lots of stuff for yourself? Were you quite exhausted with the new job you were doing? Were you?
Madonna, I can't remember if you were living at home. I can't remember if it was before or after Doug moved in. I really can't remember when it happened.
But we're talking probably 28 to 30 years ago.
No. Yes. Josh was already born.
Yeah.
And I was there for 8 years.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so with this circuit, it's sort of like the pain actually switched off your pleasure and reward centers in the brain. So once again, that's not a surprise. When you injure yourself, your brain doesn't want you to go, gee, this is fantastic, let's do it again.
But when I did the injury to my elbow, which they subsequently fixed along with my neck, it was also done early in the morning when I was not warmed up.
Yeah.
But I haven't had recurring pain from that. Maybe pulling the muscle was dreadfully painful. After 28 years, 25 or whatever, how am I supposed to remember? How old is... It was certainly, I reckon it was probably before we ever got any little blazes, but I'm not sure about that.
So this one is linked in with that